It's Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever do this? You lay in bed
Hmm.
early in the morning, you're not quite awake, not quite asleep. And what flashes through your mind is like, what day is today?
Yeah.
And then you realize it's Monday and you're like, ugh,
Hmm.
mm. My parents, my wife's parents were here for a long weekend. And I got to tell you, it was a long weekend.
Let me
I
tell
mean,
you
I
what I
love
did
those
this
people.
weekend.
Oh, right. Did you get your work done or
No,
do some work? No.
no, there were some challenges with painting. The painting is not bad. It's the getting all the stuff off the wall, patching all the holes, taping literally everything because I have the steady hand of like a child in an earthquake. But
Right.
we got it all. The first coat is all done. We're gonna do probably the
I'm
second.
sorry to interrupt, but what exactly did you paint? What was is it the whole house? It's not the whole house, is it?
Not the whole house, but it's the kitchen, which uh,
Yeah.
like a normal kitchen is probably half of a kitchen because we got cabinets, you got tile, we got other stuff. So you got the
Yeah.
kitchen, we have our dining room and our living room, which makes up
So
maybe
three of the big rooms.
50% of our upstairs. We're not doing any of the bedrooms. We're not
Hmm.
doing the bathroom, but it's still a sizable chunk of the house. And so my whole house is just a complete disarray.
Are
'Cause
your bedrooms
everything's
and stuff downstairs for you?
what's that?
Are they down like your bedrooms? Are they on
No,
like
they're on
below?
the main floor.
They're on the main floor. I get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So everything in our house is like in the middle of the
Yeah.
two main
Yeah.
rooms with plastic over it, and I don't know. We'll hopefully get the second coat all done today, and then, but then we got to paint the trim. I was going to redo the trim, but I don't think we're going to redo the trim. But now we've got to take all the tape off and then quite literally like reapply it so that it's on the wall and not on the trim, and then paint the trim, and then
Right.
just drink myself into a coma because I really do not like painting. But yeah,
I'm debating whether to ask this question, but you have Ethernet in your house at least in some places, right?
yes, I'd have run Ethernet cables in my house.
What category of Ethernet cable or connections and so forth do you have? What have you used?
I know it's a loaded question because
Mhm.
I think some of it's Cat 6 and the rest of it is Cat 5e if I remember
So
correctly.
Cat 6 is a gigabit, is that
Yes.
right? And I don't know what Cat 5e is. What's that?
It might be a gigabit too. It
Oh,
might be
okay.
I can't
So
remember.
what was
Somebody
Cat 5 was just what 100,
Yeah, I think.
and then Cat 5e is possibly 1,000.
Yeah, because the Switch that I have only had so many ports. Maybe I should have done it all Cat 6, but I remember it was more expensive. So I have, well, you can't see them, but I have blue wires, which I believe is the Cat 6, and then the white wire is Cat 5e. And I have, to my office, I have one of each, and then to the like Xbox and Apple TV is all Cat 6. And then there's a couple Cat 5e cables in my house that are quite literally just dead ended in the HVAC vents in the bedrooms. So
Oh, just for further expansion,
yeah,
just
like
in case.
if my daughter ever has like a computer in her room that needs a
Yeah.
hard wire, I can fish it out of there and do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, why are you
Smart.
thinking about running your cable, drilling
Yeah,
some
like I
holes?
said, I'm not sure why we've been having this conversation, but you know how your brain wanders. Yesterday, I
Hmm.
was thinking about my little Ethernet situation here, which is stupid. And I thought, one thing that I would probably benefit from if it was inexpensive enough was to examine because there's a switch out on the where the router comes in,
Hmm.
and then there's another switch in here, which is frankly probably just an unnecessary step. I'm pretty sure that at some step of the way, I'm dialing down the speed by what I'm doing, right? And I was just thinking, like, if I could run a straight wire just from the router right to here, or however, I guess from the switch. But then I was like, well, but then I would want that switch to be like Cat 6.
Hmm.
And I probably don't have a Cat 6 switch. I mean, I don't know how old Cat 6 is, but I mean, these switches, I probably had them for a while. I don't know. So I was just kind of investigating this. So I just went to Amazon.com and
Hmm.
I just went to Google and I typed in how can you tell if a cable is Cat 6, right? Because I'm thinking I have all these cables, they're all garbage. I should just get rid of all the cables I have. And then I was like, okay, forget that because it's complicated and they're not all the same and whatever. So Cat 6 cable. No, I typed in Cat 6 switch.
Hmm.
And then the first thing was like an Amazon link. So I clicked on it and it's cheap. It's like a little 5-port switch. think it's T-Link maybe, or doesn't matter. And I'm kind of looking through it, and I just wanted to make sure, Cat 6, yep, gigabit, okay, good, blah, blah, blah. And it was, I don't remember the price. It was cheap. It was like maybe $55 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back up to the top, and I was seriously thinking about it. And oh no, and then I looked up cables, right? Because like a single 25-foot cable, cheap, okay. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll actually do this, as stupid as it is. This is what this is amazing, Brad. I purchased this item in July 2015. I own it.
Wow.
It's sitting on the floor under my desk. I already purchased it, like this exact item, and I've owned it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So what I haven't done is I did look. I saw that and I was like, classic me. And then I looked on the floor, and it's the one that's below me, and then there's another one out there, and I don't know what that is, so I haven't looked it up yet because it's kind of buried in a pile of crap. But yeah, that's it. You ever go down these paths you just spend time kind of, I'll call it researching. It's kind of glorified way to look at it, but I'm like, okay, all right, maybe I will. And then you're like, you already own this. It's like I'm such an idiot. Just
yeah, we can agree with that. So I looked it up because it's been 2 years, I think, since I've run this.
Yeah.
I believe Cat 6 and Cat 5e both do the same speed, but Cat 6 is rated for longer runs.
Okay.
I think it's both. It might be.
I mean, look, we're selling this house next year. I mean, so yeah. I'm not running anything in the walls, but in the process of decluttering and getting rid of all the stuff that I've been working on, which has been horrific. I've run into multiple instances now where I've gotten rid of something that's like, maybe I could have used that in the future. That might have been dumb. But also this thing, I was just thinking, get rid of a bunch of stuff, replace it with one thing that might make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just classic. I think what I'm going to do, if that one is not Cat 6, is I'll just bring that switch out there. I'll swap them out, get new cable only for in here, and just not worry about it after that.
Yeah.
That exciting? I don't know why. I don't know, for the next 6 months or something. I don't know. I don't know why these things.
Anyways, Google announces a new. So I read the headline, and it was Google announces new timeline. I'm like, oh, Windows just killed their timeline for Privacy Sandbox. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, actually, I've been bringing up a lot of Windows 10 machines, and like one thing I've noticed is like I'll open an HP and there's like a Lenovo desktop wallpaper on it, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And what's going on here is that Windows 10 still syncs desktop wallpaper, and Windows 11 doesn't. So I guess because I signed into a Lenovo at one point recently, it decided it was going to sync that default wallpaper to all my other machines. It's like, oh boy. Anyway,
speaking of Windows, there's an odd bug, and I don't know if it's with Windows 11 specifically. Well, it is with Windows 11. You'll see where I'm going. Okay. If you use the app ShareX, which I use all the time because you can map it to a mouse button and makes taking screenshots super easy, saves them to your desktop. If you use ShareX with a mapped button in Windows 11, it breaks right mouse clicks.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
I use Screenshot, by the way.
Yeah.
Screenshot's very similar, and it works fine with Windows 11 from what I can tell so far. If that, if you ever need that.
So ShareX is aware of the issue. They actually commented on Twitter. It took me a while to figure this out. Like, why is right-click stop working?
Do you use, I think they have a store version, right? As well as a normal version? Or how do you get ShareX? I think ShareX might be in the store.
The store version. Yeah. I can't remember.
I think it's a store app.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're using ShareX and the latest build of Windows 11 and your right-click stops working, there you go.
You know why.
There's your top tip of the Monday morning.
Wow, that was very Irish.